Hi, I'm Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and in this short video I'm going to show you a few of the key elements of the Rogeti RG1 geared tripod head. It's one that I use myself for a lot of my architectural work and is particularly suited for that type of imaging. The RG1 is a rather solidly built tripod head and has an interesting range of movement compared with many you might have seen before, in that it moves this way and it moves that way. Makes it very easy to level a camera, which for most architectural work is a key thing you need to do. The two main controls on it, from this pair of red knobs and this one here, will change the angles. Now this particular one here, if I rotate that changes the angle there. So if I do just a single turn of that, you can see how much movement there is from just a single turn. Put that back. Likewise with these, and these two are joined, so you can use them from either side, controlled by this clutch here. So if I rotate this one by a single turn, we've had a slight bit of movement there. It's not a lot, but that's the whole point of the gearing. It gives you very slow and precise control over the movements. One of the bits I like about the design of the RG1 is basically how nice and compact it is. It's solidly built. Nothing wobbles. The controls are smooth. And the bubble levels are nice and clear to see. There's a very nice range of accessories go with the RG1 head. So you've got the pan head, very precise movement, very smooth. Base plate for fitting to any other camera you might use. I've got an L plate I use with the 5DS, but this works fine on the EOS RP. You've got the extension bar come handle. This screws inside the mount, works as a handle and counterbalance weight. It can also be used as an extender if you wish. And then there's the normal XY plate with an additional bubble level in the middle. The knobs on the side here are metal, but with a slightly soft rubber coating, which gives you a good grip. But the actual knobs themselves are solid, and these are going to take the occasional knock quite easily. Should be no real damage. You can see, if I just peel it back, you can see the knurling on the metal to give the grip. The top plate here doesn't have to go this way. So if you wanted to mount it at 90 degrees, see the two pointings here, you take that off and put it that way. Locks in place there, there's a little pin, and then we can just tighten it up. And I've now got it set that way. So this would move my camera, tilt it forward back. Of course, if I rather have the knob at the back of the camera, I can do this. One other feature of the head attachments is these little pins here and here. You see 4 of them on this plate. These pins actually match up with small slots. Now, whilst you can use any Arca style base with this, if you use one of these, the pins slot in and give you a much more accurate registration. See, that just dropped in there. I can move it down there and it's moved into that position there. So if I want to shift, that just drops in. And that gives me a very precise locking. So similarly, if I was to use it like this, There we go, that's dropped in. I tighten up and gives an extra bit of security to it and an extra bit of precision in the alignment. The panoramic head fitting, which is what fits on here, also has the options. It has pins here and here, but no pins on this side, so you don't have to have the pin matching up with one of the slots. There's one of the slots, you can see it just fits in, locks in place there, and that's it set. Once you've got it set and you've got it all level, then obviously the pan head, which also has slots in if you need them, so if you were using one of these, that would fit in there. So the head smoothly rotates, just conveniently reminding me what the field of view is if we're using my TSE 17mm, 24mm or 50mm lenses for stitching. That's more for conventional panoramic stitching rather than left-right stitching, for example, using a shift lens and a TSE frame. One of the problems that people find when they try out panoramic photographs and want to turn the camera to take multiple shots is that they use the base of their tripod head, such as here, which allows me to rotate the head, put a camera on the top, take a load of photos, you think that's it. Well, that only works if the tripod itself is perfectly level, and that's not always easy to do. So sometimes you may prefer to have a slight lack of level in the tripod. You then use your head to level things up, and then use a second rotating head, such as this one, to take the photos. This is a level support for this top movement. You then just rotate like that and you'll get perfect stitching with your shots. Whereas if you just used the rotation at the base, you might have a slight tilt so that your pictures wouldn't truly follow the horizon, for example. Of course, if you want to do panoramic shots and don't worry about having the lens at its nodal point, which quite often with wide angle lenses you don't need to worry about, you can use a mounting bracket like this, and this gives a smooth movement for panning around and taking multiple shots. This is how I might have the head set up for using the TSE frame. Pop that in there, tighten that. I've got my camera here mounted by the lens. I can set up as I need. I've obviously slackened the clutch off to allow me to do that, but if I tighten up the clutch, we are now got the control using the knobs here. Is the mount fitted with a TSE frame with its base plate? Now the thing about the base plate, it allows you to position the lens so that the rotation axis is about the nodal point of the lens. So here I've set it for a TSE 17. You put the lens here, the camera would be behind it, and that would give you smooth panning to be able to stitch shots taken with a TSE 17, and even if stuff was relatively close, you wouldn't get parallax errors. There are settings for the TSE 50 and the TSE 24 Mark II. For the TSE 50 you do need a different version of the frame. This one only fits the 17mm and the 24mm. Now I've actually written up quite a lengthy review of using this, which has got far more detailed photographs of the device than you can get in a video like this. If you're interested in it, do have a read of it, because it shows all the nifty features that they've included in it, and it's one of those things that when you look at it and use it you think, I like the amount of design that's gone into this, and it's hefty as well, which not bad given its size. Certainly smaller than some of the much larger units and considerably cheaper as well. Thank you.